Perfect.
This is an audio check. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Let's see what people are writing on the chat. Should audio hear you both? Yes, we can hear you, people. Perfect. Then we will start just in a minute. Hello and welcome to the Power BI quiz where I have Reid here. Hello, Reid.
Yep. Hey, how you doing today?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm doing just fantastic. And another beautiful day here in Seattle.
Nice. And can you just do a brief introduction for people that don't know you?
Yeah, so my name's Reid Havens. I'm one of the Microsoft MVPs, and I'm very involved with the Power Platform, more specifically Power BI. Been in the industry for about 7 years, owned my own business for the last 5, and really been working full-time for that for about the last 3, and do a lot of work when it comes to kind of report aesthetics and design, and also just modeling and everything, really with the goal being is helping to turn data into story and insights, for customers, and really leaning heavily on the storytelling aspect, and I'd say more artistic design of some of the reporting these days. Mostly do development, but also do a bit of training, and I actually even teach at the University of Washington locally as well. So I actually really probably enjoy that aspect the most about my job is being able to teach students and everything else, the tools of the trade.
And then you also have a quite nice YouTube channel.
Yes. Yeah, most of my traffic and I'd say like exposure comes through YouTube in general, and just all the videos that I put out every Tuesday, about 5 to 10 minutes on any topic related to Power BI. Lots of cool tips, tricks, and kind of like new features and stuff that are coming out for the tool set.
Yeah, I must say I love your YouTube channel. I see it a lot, and I actually have customers contacting me and said, "Oh, do you know this YouTube channel?" Oh, yeah, I know that. So.
Oh, it's good to hear. Thank you.
But the first thing we need to do today is to pick the raffle winner from last week.
Yeah.
So will you help me on that part?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. We have this blueprint course. Actually, it's the second time we have it on the raffle, because the first time I wasn't able to find Susan, who was the winner of this one. So now we have it again. It's as you can see here with Adam and Patrick, guy in the cubes,
Yes.
Yeah, a full course end to end on Power BI. So what I've done is creating a little Power BI report, of course, with all the attendees from last week, and as you can see here. H&M or Alex Powers was the winner, actually getting a perfect score for the first time in the quiz. And then we have all the other ones down here. So 44 attendees last week, and I've assigned every attendee a random number. So here we have from 1 to 44. So now I would like you to pick a number. Do you have any favorite number?
You said between 1 and 44? 42 is my favorite
42.
number. I don't know if you get the
yeah.
If you get the reference, yeah.
I get that one, yeah. Let's scroll through to the player.
Yeah.
And let's see. Yeah, it's probably a a Twitter handle. That one I will say I will go out and look it up. I'm not sure if I can pronounce it, but it's P. Jintendra. So congratulations to you. You won this blueprint course, and I will find you, or you can find me, and then I will give you the voucher for the course. So thank you. Yeah, and then for today's prizes, we have the first prize is this gift card of $100 to Lego.com. Yeah, Lego is made in Denmark, and I'm from Denmark, so that's why. And here you can see some of the things you can buy if you win the gift card in here. So, and then we also have a raffle prize that Reid actually sponsored this week. So you will get a voucher. Yeah, you can maybe explain what you can buy for that voucher.
Sure. Yeah. So it's basically just a voucher, which will be a discount code for $250 off anything from the site. I actually have a series of templates ranging from Google Analytics to, if you scroll down there, there's an Uber report, Spotify, one that's built off of some other ones about like company dashboard designs, YouTube. So, you can use that for anything here. It also is the equivalent of just 1 hour of consulting time. So if you wanted just to buy or essentially have a block of time with me for an hour, you can set up a Zoom call and you can basically get some consulting support from me as far as anything from Power BI to modeling, design, etc. And, you can just get help out on a few various things. So you're kind of free to use the discount code as you please on the site.
Thank you very much for sponsoring this raffle prize, and we will pick the winner of this prize in the start of the show next week, where we'll have Askia doing a quiz on Power BI governance. Yeah, so let's jump back, and yeah, this is just a recap of the two prizes we have today for the winner, and then the raffle prize for any attendees. So for the Kahoot, we have some rules. I won't say rules, but some recommendations. Is that you have to have the recommendation is to use two devices, one to see the questions and one to answer on the questions. So go to your mobile or tablet, go and find the Kahoot.it, and then I'll give you the pin shortly. Then we have these 10 questions that we made for us on reporting, visualizing and bookmarks and stuff like that. And then put in as your nickname, your full name or Twitter handle, especially if you win the raffle prize, so that I can look you up if you're not part of the show next week. Yeah, we will start with just one easy question just to get you all started. And then we have the 10 real questions. And you will have answer bonus, so if you answer quicker, then you will score more points, but you won't score any points if you answer incorrectly. So don't do it too fast. And then please pay attention that we have a small delay of 3 to 5 seconds. So you will actually see the answer opportunities before you see the questions, which also means that when there's a timer and it says 30 seconds, you will actually only have 25 seconds. So don't let the timer run out, because then you won't answer and it will be incorrect. So this is how we will do the quiz. So go into Kahoot.it, and then I will start up and find the Kahoot.
Yeah, this should be a lot of fun. It's the first time of all the talks that I've done or anything else related to live streams. I've never done an actual quiz before. Closest would be with Alice Drummond down in Australia, where I recorded a video for them in advance of a kind of a quiz that they did, but it was pre-recorded and not actually live. So this should be fun.
And we see people coming in here.
It's fun to read the usernames of some of these too.
Yeah.
Dr. Pippin.
And we have some familiar faces. There's been some people that joined all the quizzes until now. One of them is actually Adam Saxton, so who was the guest on the first quiz. And we had 41 the first time, then we had 42, Then we had 44. So if we can reach 48 tonight, then we will have the right trend curve, I will say. But let's see how many people will join the quiz.
We're up to 37 already.
Yeah. Let's just give it a couple of more seconds.
It's interesting. A few of them are looks like Twitter handles. So I'm wondering if those are their Twitter names.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some have even put a asterisk before.
Mm-hmm.
No, have one more.
Yes. Okay. I like Evil Bart. It's that I was looking for a funny name, and I think that's the first one that I've seen that's something from pop culture.
Yeah.
It's great.
And the pin will stay in the top, so if you don't join right now, you can still join later. But we have 40 players, 41. Let's have the first question.
Perfect.
So this is the first easy one, where you're not giving any points. So you will all answer correctly. But just to have an understanding of where from the world you're calling in from or attending from. Actually, Adam said the first time we needed one here, beer time.
It's a great idea, though. I think it's good to because you want to test, right? So nobody feels like they got cheated out of a correct answer because they didn't know how to use the tool.
So yeah, it's not that many people in the morning, but some in the night. So I will say afternoon is most of the United States, and evening is most of Europe. And then night, I will believe it's India and beyond. Morning, I think that's only where you are in PDT time, actually, because or Hawaii. but yeah. But let's go on to the first will question here.
Awesome. Yeah, there's Adam. always. There's a dab emoji from Sui Varela. It looks like it's the.
Oh yeah.
Looks like I didn't know there was a dab emoji.
No, I haven't seen that before.
There you go.
And can you recap what are the three AI visuals?
Absolutely, yeah. So the primary one, and probably my personal favorite at the moment, is the decomposition tree that recently came out of preview that allows you to kind of just see that cascading view of everything that's going down from in there. And I'm actually just so I can remember the correct names. I'm pulling up Power BI right now at the moment. Yeah, because it's one of those I'm realizing wait, I should actually remember this off the top of my head. I know it's 3 though.
Key influences is.
Thank you. Yeah, and the key influences is another really good one. That one actually came out earlier last year. I actually love that one for the breakdown and kind of finding those outliers and everything else, where it really shows an awesome perspective of basically instant insights when it comes to you're doing a nice scan through of the actual model for. Yeah, again, primarily those outliers, and then the last one is mentioned in there is just Q&A. So that's a great one where now in Power BI you can have a visual just right on your page. It kind of started originally as a way for developers to type in and then create a visual, and then it saves as that one. But now you can have one where it's just an actual box that allows customers to search and then create visuals kind of on the fly if you want to. Yeah. So the 3 different visuals that all utilize kind of like a pocket version of machine learning directly in Power BI and using the AI technologies within Azure.
Yeah. So 13 people answered this correctly. Let's see the leaderboard, the top 5 here, and have the next question. let's see if people have been that long around Power BI to remember.
And while this is wrapping up, for those of you who are using the new preview ribbon, or the new ribbon that's in preview at the moment, that you can turn on from the options setting, the 3 AI visuals will be located on the insert tab. They're actually grouped together really nicely and organized, so like they basically are given their own entire separate call out on the top ribbon.
Yeah, and it is Power View that was before Power BI Desktop. It was actually, I once counted where you could find Power View, and it was 5 places, I think. You had it in Excel, you had it in SharePoint, you had it as part of SQL Server, you had it as, a lot of places. But it is.
And yeah, and I'll give just a little background on some of the other one. It essentially Power View started as kind of an extension of Excel Power Pivot. They at the time it actually was wrapped in, and I think Adam actually, I got to tell him a little bit about some of the other tools that use this, but Microsoft Silverlight.
Oh yeah.
It was an attempt for Microsoft. Microsoft was trying to create, like I don't know if it was a competitor. I think it actually preceded HTML5, but they were trying to create a web coding language for websites to use, and nobody ever really used it besides Netflix. Their original streaming tool used Silverlight, and then Power View did. And I was never aware of any other company or website that used it. It was really slow. It was at least from my experience, it was almost as bad as Adobe Flash as far as eating up RAM and system resources. It was not fast, but it looked very pretty, and you could do a lot of cool elements and like animations and stuff with it.
So Microsoft had actually to rewrite Power BI from the scratch, converting to HTML5.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't Silverlight a swear word in Microsoft? That's great. No, so the swear word in Microsoft is Windows Me. That's the thing that you're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah, and actually one thing we have still coming from Power View, I see it that way. We have the tabs in the bottom where you have the pages. It's clearly reminds me of Power View in Excel as the tabs there. I was sure that they will actually copy the Power View where you had the slides in the side, like we have with PowerPoint, and we have that kind of it in where you have published your report. I thought it will also come to desktop, but we'll see. Let's have the next question and see who is the leader now. Oddity and Benny and Lars is the top 3.
Oddity, nice.
So this is for the ones working with bookmarks. It should be an easy one, but if you haven't recently worked with bookmarks, you might have to guess. Yeah. Oh, I've lost Reid on the call. I think his Skype went down, so now I'm reconnecting with him. But the correct answer on this question was data, display, and current page. And let's have a look at the leaderboard. And hopefully I can reconnect with. He's very, very still. Yeah. I have him reconnecting. So I think I have to hang up, and he had quite some trouble having first his sound good, and then he had some trouble with Skype.
do not know why Skype just literally just crashes. It's.
But you're in again. I just forwarded to the scoreboard after these 3 questions, and then we are ready to the next question.
Perfect.
This is a true or false. So.
Okay. I can only see just your picture at the moment, so I can't see the chat. There we go. Okay. Yeah, fingers crossed it does not Skype does not crash again. Visuals are objects that are hidden in the report trees. Oh, interesting. This one was this was almost exactly down I actually like these questions. The ones that everybody gets it right, it's too easy. So Power BI when loading, either both in the Power BI service in a web page or in desktop, if you hide the visual, it does not run the DAX script and it does not render that visual. You can actually observe this in the performance analyzer. So there's actually ways around hiding certain ones, and I think actually even Phil Seamark did a really cool video where to help with performance on a page, he had bookmarks that toggled certain quadrants of visualizations to that way the page would load faster, and then you could turn on other ones. But there's very little to no performance impact for visuals on the page that are hidden versus ones that are actually visible. And this is very good because if you have double the amount of visuals that you swap around, you don't want the entire set to load. They only will load once the visibility becomes toggled with a bookmark.
Yeah. So a really good feature when you're using bookmarks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oddity is still
Evil Bart. I'm kind of I don't want to say I have a favorite, but I'm rooting for Evil Bart just a little bit.
Let's see. Number 5 until now.
And his alter ego El Barto. This is actually one of my favorite features recently, that it could always be done with bookmarks, but now it's a lot less steps, and there are less artifacts in the model you have to keep to do this. So it's a very welcome feature.
Was it a feature on ideas.com? Do you know that?
On which website?
Ideas.
Oh, you mean the ideas? Yeah, I got it. I think this was a requested feature.
Oh, and
yep. Oh, actually, no. Okay. So bookmarks do not. Well, okay. The answer could be either and. The actual new option that's not in preview, that's just a regular action, is page navigation. And I say that because there's 3 states that are captured: current page, there is data, and then there's visibility. And current page is the capture state that was replaced with one. Like drill through is something that's captured, but that's not there's no actual state specifically for drill through, as much as it just happens to be a part of the data capture state. So this one I can see why people might have thought drill through, because that is a preview feature at the moment, but the actual page navigation was the state of current page that was completely added as a unique dedicated action to be able to switch between those without having to create any bookmark anymore for it.
Yeah, so a little tricky question here.
Mm-hmm. And with drill through, that's essentially when you make one of those drill through buttons, it's not actually replacing a bookmark. You're just simply having a button to go to the drill through rather than right clicking in the context menu and accessing it from there.
Let's have the 7th question.
You know what? I try, Adam. Gotta ruffle the feathers, right? Yeah, and I agree too. I think the current page can be a little misleading. I certainly know I've had people ask, well, if I turn this off, why doesn't this bookmark update other pages? Well, no, it's not whether or not it's limited to the current page. It does other stuff. So it is not a very well phrased, I think, description. All right, which action cannot be assigned to a button? That's correct, export data. I actually include that in there for the fact that a lot of people ask, like, can't I assign like an action where it can export a CSV file or, in this case, maybe run a script or something else? And like that's just Power BI is not built to do that kind of customization. It's a sandbox, but it still has borders. And as much as it's requested, like export data is not something that can easily be like just magically done because it's a tabular model. So
you can do something if you embed your reports, then you have much more flexibility.
Yes.
But not in an ordinary.
Exactly.
Let's see if this changes something.
Yeah.
So I think none have answered all correctly. And this is a double point question. So if you answer correctly here. Yeah, the analytic pane is not used that much. And
I often find it underutilized. Even sometimes, I'm thinking like, is there any way I can spice up the visual a little bit and just, make it a little easier to read? And, oh yeah, right. Like we have like ways to add average, min, max, forecast, other stuff that, this is right. The line chart, I actually threw in the area chart in there because it's just basically a filled line chart. But the line chart currently is the only one that supports any kind of forecasting. I thought for a bit that the area might need it, but the fact that you usually have that upper and lower bound of the forecast, that wouldn't look very good on a filled chart. And then having that overlay on top of it, it would kind of be two different fill areas. And even though it's basically just a line with a color below it, they don't really overlay very well, which is, I think, the reason they probably don't include it on on the filled line chart.
Yeah. And line chart is also where you have the most analytic features, isn't it?
Yep. The number one as far as there's also the trend line, which is really nice. That actually has rather than just average, it will kind of give you that up or down pattern.
Yeah. Instead of you having calculating in a DAX measure or something like that.
I love how competitive people are getting over this chat. It's like, oh, I just like you just went down. I passed you.
Yeah. Let's see who is the leader now. And we have Oddity still in front. Lars Andersen.
Evil Bart, you're disappointing me. Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a consolation prize, Adam, if you don't win. For that question.
So this question is more about making the model more user-friendly.
Oh yeah, here's one of the ones that I used an image for. Yep, most people got this right. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I feel like this is one of those kind of more pro tip features that not a lot of people are aware of, but a backslash will create a subfolder, and then if you use a semicolon in that spot and put two different names, it will take the one measure and split it and put it in both. So let's say you have actuals minus budget, like a variance, and well, should that go in a folder for the actuals data, or should that go in a folder for the budget data? You don't have to choose. You can just put it in both, and that way whoever's looking for it, if it's a shared data set that a lot of people use, they can basically find it in whatever folder they think it's most logical in. Subfolders and putting it in more than one folder at the same time is really nice. So pro tip there, it's the same in SSAS models or Azure Analysis Services models.
Yeah, a really good tip. I believe you probably have a YouTube video on this specific topic.
Yes, like advanced folder organization is one of my YouTube videos. I'm getting up there. I have about 105 videos now on my channel.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And can you remember all of them?
I can remember if I've done a video on it. The one thing I have a little bit of a tricky time remembering sometimes is back before I was doing stuff under my own company, I used to blog a lot at Power Pivot Pro, and sometimes I'm like, wait, did I do a video on my channel or did I do a video on their channel?
Yeah. I believe that could be hard, yeah. But yeah, semicolon was the right answer. And let's see the leaderboard now. And Oddity still answered correctly. We have Chris.
So I might have missed it in the chat. Who do we actually know who Oddity is? Is that Adam or no?
We don't know. Maybe.
I'm looking for the emoji of somebody like, this is me. Oh, he's not. Okay.
Lemon Joe.
Oh, Lemon Joe. All right, nice.
Nice. Let's have the 10th or 9th question. So this is a multi-select answer. So if you just answer one correctly, you will just have 1,000 points. If you answer two correctly, you have 2,000 points. If you answer one correctly and one wrong, you have 0 questions. 0 points, sorry. So
Adam says this is easy. Let's see how many people get this one right. See, I think most people will get one right. I'm curious how many people will get both. So I'm trying to actually, how do you interpret reading this of whether or not they got both right or not? Or is that, I guess you can't really tell on this page, can you?
No, we can't see who got.
Okay. So a lot of people thought it was the first one, and that actually does not change the icon. The only two ways to get the icon on the table to change from a table to a measure is that you have to start with by just adding one measure, but then after those are added, the only things that will actually get it to toggle is having all the columns hidden, the actual physical columns, or deleting them. I often just create an empty table using the Enter Data button, add a measure, delete the column entirely, and then it's basically a completely empty vessel that then converts to this. But the nice part is what that does is that you have alphabetical sort order for all of your tables below it. This will automatically move that table to the top, and then if you have multiple measured tables that are sitting at the top, those have their own independent sort alphabetically, and then all of the actual physical tables in the model come below that. So it's really nice that your measures sit front and center at the very top of the fields list.
Yeah, and then it will also look a little like the good old days with MOLAB cubes, where we also had these measure groups.
Yep. So. And you can actually do this in Excel too. Either Power BI or in Excel. These tricks will work, and I actually have a video that walks through how to make this in the Excel environment or in the Power BI environment. And of course, you can do it in SSAS, but anything that uses tabular modeling can have that feature of a measures folder sitting at the top with a different icon.
Yeah. And let's see. And we have a close, but Oddity has been in front all the time. Let's see if he can still take the winner, because now we have a true and false, and it's also double points. So
yeah, Adam K makes a really good comment. It would be nice if it's easier if you could actually just go to the model view and say show as measure table, and there's just a toggle for that, because it's definitely a hidden feature. There's nothing that tells you that this is available unless you look up an article that shows it. Which is great for me, because that means I get people who are watching that video constantly. But yes, in a perfect world, it would be nice if they made that a bit more of an apparent trick of or feature of Power BI.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So.
Oh, interesting. So, yeah, false is definitely correct. A lot of people thought you can't. So I'll just give a bit of background around quick measures. They're a great way, kind of as a starter kit, to explore and play around with Power BI. But when they're done, it just generates a script. It spits the measure in your model. You can edit it, change it, add notes, do whatever you want. I will just add one word of caution. Don't implement any quick measure into a production report that you don't understand how it works or that you can't fix. Because if at some point someone comes back and, oh, well, actually, I want this measure, but I need you to add a filter to change the data or do something, some modification. And if it's too complex for you to understand where to add that, that puts you in a sticky situation. So I love quick measures, but don't implement one that's beyond your skill level, or at least before you maybe do some Googling and figure out exactly how that measure is working.
And also because if you want to configure them, then you'll need to know some level of DAX.
Exactly, yes.
So
yeah, a great example is the rolling average in there. That's a really cool quick measure, but that's a fairly complex one, and you don't want that to break someday, and then you have no idea how to fix it.
Yeah. Should we see who is the winner? podium here. On the third place, we have Quiz. Congratulations to Quiz. And then second, we have, wow, once again. And now,
Oddity?
oh, yeah. And one up, Alex and Lars Andersen. So thank you very much for all who attended today, and thank you to Reid for creating this quiz. Also, there was this little controversial question, so but I love the questions and the quiz. It's a really nice topic. Reporting is a really important topic to put some time in. And there was a lot of tips and tricks also as part of the questions. I like that too. So thank you for being a guest tonight or today or this evening or depending where you are. And then thank you for all who attended and congratulations to the winner. And next week we'll have Asger Gunnarsson doing a quiz on Power BI governance, so a completely other topic, and that's also what we want to do with the Power BI quiz, have a new topic every week. And I have a list of at least 10 or 15 topics I want to do quizzes on, so I will continue as long as I can find guests who will create the quizzes. So thank you for attending.
Thanks everyone. Yeah.
Bye bye.